Yo, this is Marco Plus, and I just jumped off the porch with Dirty Glove Bastard.
I don't give a damn. In school, I get a Zan, get high and skip exams, write raps, and pray I get some bands off the shit I'm saying. The block hella high.
All right, y'all. So we have the dopest with us off the porch today.
Yeah, nigga.
Marco Plus.
Hey.
How are you feeling?
I'm doing good. How you doing?
Good, man. I've been seeing you a lot lately,
Really?
like your music and all that stuff. Well, I'm not gonna lie, I am new. I'm new. I'm a late bloomer to you. So, should I even say that on camera?
I ain't gonna lie. It seems like everybody is, though.
You said what?
It's not even really like a late blooming situation. I'd say this is really my first year stepping up to the plate for real. So
Really?
you really
Okay, have you been
early.
on the whole mysterious tip?
I don't see. Look, I ain't never even realized it was that. It's mysterious.
I wouldn't say mysterious, but you're just not, are you not really the type to like, be at all the functions and stuff like that?
Yeah, not at all.
Okay,
Hell
cool.
no.
So what's your perspective on that then?
I just don't like people. I don't know, man. People be weird.
I'm not gonna lie, when I first met you at Finders Keepers, we was talking about the accident or whatever, you kept it real short, and then you went on stage, did your thing, and I was like, okay, cool.
I get extroverted around my partners. I don't really like being in the mix.
Have you always been introverted?
Yeah. I mean, ask them, probably, yeah. No, but yeah. Like, with them, I'm, like, they know me, like, already. Like,
Right.
like I grew up with them. They're my cousins, for real. So, it's different. But when it comes to everybody else, yeah, I'm kind of, like, side-eyeing everything. And, like,
Oh, God.
everybody ain't cool to me, so. Like, I need to keep it a buck.
Nah, I feel that. So, okay, we gotta take it back to when I first came across you. It was Finders Keepers. You had just got in your car accident. I know we talked about that earlier.
Yeah.
But that shit was so crazy.
That shit was fucking insane.
Wait, so what exactly happened?
Man, so it was me, my DJ Richie, my partner Elon, and my partner Rock. We leaving the house, we passing West End Station. It's like shawty trying to goddamn, I don't know, she trying to turn, like U-turn in front of us, leaving West End Station, but she not breaking at the stop sign. It's like she trying to beat us, but we passing the green light. So we not supposed to stop, her ass supposed to stop. Nigga, she trying to rap over in a big ass Suburban. We
Oh, she's
run
in a
dead
Suburban?
into her, yeah.
Ooh-wee.
And then run into a tree right after that.
Wait, y'all ran into a tree?
Yeah. Yeah, she caused us to run into a tree. It's kind of weird, like, cause the way West End Station set up, you got the sidewalk over on this side, the station over there. It's trees lined up, kind of they planted right there. After she crashed into us, like the only thing that's left going this way is like a tree. Thank God we hit the tree though, cause we could hit the building, and shit could have been worse. But
Ooh, okay, so you know how you can feel when something like is off, like something's gonna happen, but you just don't know what it is. Did you have that feeling before
I ain't gonna
the
lie, I
show?
put on my seat. I remember because I thought about it. I put on my seatbelt earlier in that car ride, like when we get on the.
Do you
like,
normally wear? Well, you don't gotta.
I be trying to, yeah. I try to make sure I put on my seatbelt, make sure everybody put on their seatbelt. I ain't gonna lie,
Yeah.
just cause I'm a paranoid nigga in cars, regardless.
Right,
like,
but was it just that day you were like, let me put my seatbelt on?
Hell nah. It was literally just leaving the house. I was like, man, fuck. I'm just cause you don't know what could happen.
Right.
And something happened. I'm like, what the fuck?
Wow. So after that, you guys hit the tree, but what? Damn, I want to say like, what made you be like, okay, I still gotta perform. Like I'm still finna perform after the accident.
Man, cause I ain't died. I could have died. Like if I
Right.
died, I wouldn't be performing. But I would live, so I might as well rock that shit.
Okay, so during your performance, I know you said something about like you was hurting, like the pain.
Yeah, that shit started hurting.
Okay,
like,
so
throughout
talk
the shock wore off.
Talk about that.
It was hell, man. Like I start feeling it as I'm jumping. Like I'm jumping, that shit just get worse. I'm like, oh shit, but I gotta keep going. I can't show these motherfuckers like, damn, I'm hurting like a motherfucker. Even though everybody just know we just got hit by a fucking car, or we just hit a fucking car, or whatever. But yeah, shit was crazy.
Wow, the work ethic is crazy. And speaking of that, with you like continuing to perform even after you got in the car accident, I did see an interview that you did, and you basically stated how like you can't be a rapper basically just by sitting down all the time.
Hell no.
And to keep going.
Exactly. You gotta, I ain't gonna lie, if a motherfucker wanna be a rapper, they gotta rap. You gotta rap, you gotta do that shit, and you gotta push that shit. Yeah, it is. A lot of motherfuckers just think you can just throw some shit out there and it's gonna you do whatever or push it to your friends. Like your friends not the people. Excuse me. Your friends not the people who's supposed to motherfucking push your shit. You supposed to push that shit yourself. So it's yeah, man. You gotta work hard. It should take a lot of work.
Right. So I do want to take it back to your background because, okay, so I know that you are from like Florida and then you moved to Atlanta.
I was born in Florida,
Okay.
yeah. I mean, I ain't, when I was born out there, I ain't never get to spend no time out there. I kind of moved up here at like 6 months old. And, when we moved up here, we immediately, I think we moved to like East Point or like, yeah, like kind of the colony area, all that shit. And then we kind of moved to like Flat Shoals, Red Oak Road, all that shit in like 2001, if I'm not mistaken.
So how is the music scene on the South Side?
And everybody rap. Everybody rap. Everybody and their mama rap. And if they don't rap, they try to rap. And everybody trying to go up. Dead ass. Everybody, it's like, it's crazy. It's crazy.
So how do you really stand out when it's a lot of people from your area trying to rap?
You don't rap like them niggas.
Right.
You try to do some different shit. You branch out. You know what I'm saying? You can't be stuck in whatever the fuck the sound is, because that's not really gonna get you nowhere. You keep trying to either not even copy, but just get stuck in whatever the hell you listen to. You know what I mean? And like I guess a plague in kind of like where I'm from, like people only choose to listen to one thing. You know what I'm saying? So you're only gonna get one outcome out of everything. You know what I mean?
Right.
Gotta switch it up though.
So I would consider you a lyricist and a really cold lyricist at that. But when you first started rapping, even when you were younger, has it always been that way?
Yeah, and I've been rapping my whole damn life. I've been rapping forever. You guys, these niggas, man.
What's the early age?
About 4.
4. Do you remember your raps
4.
like when you was like real young like that?
I ain't gonna lie. I remember pieces of a couple of them motherfuckers. I ain't gonna lie.
Ooh, was you cussing?
I wasn't cussing. Nah, I wasn't cussing. Cause I was showing my mama them motherfuckers. My mama and them used to write for me. My mama and his mama.
Oh,
Yeah, they used to write for me. When I was like 4 years old, and one day I was just like, nah, you can ask them, like, I can call that right now. They'll be like, yeah, nigga started writing raps at 5 years old, like, come on.
Dang. So your mom, that means that they were musicians then?
Yeah, my mom sang and songwriter, my auntie sang and rap and songwriter. My uncle made beats. My granddad owned a little label in Florida before we was here. So, yeah.
Wow, so it was basically written.
Yeah, basically.
So even in high school, it was just music, or did you play sports or anything like that?
Man, hell no, I ain't playing no goddamn. Not in school. Not in school. Like I played basketball outside, but man, I was trying to rap and smoke weed.
Really?
Yeah, I wasn't trying to do nothing else. I wasn't going. At a certain point, I wasn't even going to class. I was like, not in class. I was in everybody else's class, like just sitting, listening to music, like writing music. We used to record in the back room of Banneker, like. We used to like record in, what's the teacher name? Dr. Ogletree class. Yeah, we used to record in like the very back room.
Did you ever have a plan B if rap didn't work out?
No, it was gonna work out.
And you was gonna make sure that, period.
Yeah, I ain't never think about doing nothing else. And I can't work no job. That shit is whack. That shit is not cool.
Have you
and not
ever?
even in terms of like status. Like, it's just not for me at all. I can't focus on that shit. I low-key got ADHD like a motherfucker.
Dang, so how did your grind look like with you your independent grind, how did that look like for you?
I started dropping music when I was 18, for real. Like I dropped my first project on my 18th birthday. I've been dropping projects forever. The one that kind of popped me off, I'd say, the South Got Something to Say, that was really like my 10th project. But it's like, to a lot of people, it was my third, because it was my first on streaming platforms. It was my third on streaming platforms. My first came out earlier that year. I dropped 3 projects in 2021. Like, I guess that shit just built up that way. Like, I don't know what I would call the beginning of my career. You know what I'm saying? A lot of
Yeah,
people
because I feel like, I mean, you've been rapping since you were like 4.
You know what I'm saying? But like, I kind of, yeah, like, I'd say I really, really start taking it serious to start 2021 for sure. When I really start putting shit on streaming platforms and stuff like that. and actually start pushing it so more motherfuckers can see it, that's when I say I started like my career.
Dang, so what took you so long to actually put your stuff on streaming platforms?
Shit, I don't really know. That shit kind of like, I don't know. I was kind of on some other shit. Around the time when motherfuckers start putting that shit on streaming platforms and all that shit, I got goddamn cuffed up and had a kid and all type of crazy shit. Like, I wasn't even in the loop like that. I was just making music and putting it on like Spinrilla and like SoundCloud and shit like that. And then like, I was just later on it, and it just wasn't the right time. You feel me? Like if I want, like that shit got to be perfect if I'm gonna really try to execute something like.
Yeah. Did you ever get discouraged with not being able to fully step into it?
Hell no. Hell no.
So what?
I ain't never been discouraged. That's actually kind of crazy now that I think about it. Like I ain't never was like, man, maybe this shit ain't for me. Hell no. That shit sound crazy.
Damn. So where would you say your confidence come from then?
I don't know. I really don't know.
Really?
A lot of motherfuckers sound cocky, but I don't think that. I think
I'm not gonna lie. Definitely watching your interviews, you pop your shit as you should.
You got to though. Like, of course, I feel that way, but never mind. I ain't
Pop your shit.
As an artist, nigga, you got to do that shit, nigga. Like, you gotta go. Like, you gotta make sure people. You gotta exude that feeling. Like, nigga, this shit is hard. I'm the GOAT. But also, I'm just the GOAT. So if you're not just the GOAT, then don't just do that, because people gonna call you out on that shit. But you can't really like deny my shit. So that's how I feel about it.
Yeah, I definitely think it's important for artists to keep the confidence, because I feel like it carries throughout your music, and then once you feel confident throughout your music, you put it out, like it allows other people, to feel the same way.
You know what I'm saying? Exactly.
So your
Motivational.
journey, what did your journey look like the ups, the downs, everything?
Man, I don't really know. I don't know how to look at shit no more. Like,
what do you mean?
Like, this shit is, everything is just, you gotta take everything for what it is, right? I guess you could say, like, I ain't gonna lie, I've been through a lot of shit. I done been on Xans. I done had partners who done murked themselves. I done been, I guess, like, technically homeless. You know what I mean? So, shit, it's a lot of shit that goes down. Like, I used to, so from like 18 to 20, I moved back to Pensacola, right? That's where I was born at, Pensacola, Florida. And I was just going through it, like, and I ain't even talking about like in terms of like money-wise, just like mental health and all that shit. I can't really tell you why. Like, I don't really know why. Like, I don't really think nobody who really depressed know why, you know what I mean? But that shit was happening. So I was trying to cope with that shit. At first, when I first moved out there, I wasn't even smoking. I stopped smoking and all. But then, like, I started back smoking, then I started popping pills. Florida is a pill place. Like, it's a lot of pills out there. Hell yeah, it's a lot of pills out there. So all that shit going down. But I'm rapping though. I was in like a little fake group. We was rapping. I always been rapping. I ain't never stopped rapping. That's one thing that ain't changed. But yeah, shit just kept getting crazy. But then I thought, like, damn, man, maybe it's this motherfucking city. Sometimes I ain't gonna lie. It's just like it's a small place. It's like it just get kind of depressing. So I had to get the fuck up out of there. And the breaking point was I had a partner, my white homie, Jesse. He had killed himself. He was in the group with us. Yeah, he had killed himself behind the studio that I had made a project in. Like, that shit crazy. So after that, I moved back up here.
Oh, wow. Okay, so there's like a couple of a couple of topics I want to hit with what you were saying. So first, the addiction with the Xans. So with that, like, on the outside looking in, for people who haven't really dealt with addiction, we look at it as like, why don't you just stop? Like, you see it's destroying you. Like, why don't you just stop? But in your case, like, what did that look like for you? Like, what did the addiction look like for you?
I ain't gonna lie, you kind of don't think you're getting addicted once it's happening, bro.
Right.
Like, you just popping a Xan, and this is like 2016, 2017 when everybody off drugs. You know what I'm saying? So I guess young impressionable me, 19, 20, nigga, hip hop, nigga, we doing drugs. I don't know, but that shit take a toll. That shit took a toll. But I don't know. I'm not like a super addictive person.
Right.
But I had to know when to quit that shit. You know what I'm saying? I had to, because that shit was gonna fuck me up.
When would you say?
But I knew, and I don't really like pills at all no more. So it's like.
So when would you say was like your breaking point with the pills?
Yeah, like when I moved back up here.
Really?
Yeah, like I ain't gonna lie, like living in Atlanta, you gonna pop a perk or some shit like every once in a while. It's just, and it's not even like, it just happens. I swear to God, it actually just happens. Like you'll end up buying what, or like I got in a car crash after one of my partner funerals, and I popped a perk.
Oh my God.
Like, yeah, that shit crazy.
Wow. So basically, when you moved to Atlanta, would you say that's when you kind of woke up and you were like, okay, let's start taking the music serious?
Yeah. That's exactly what I did. I was like, bro, I'm from Atlanta, nigga. Like, why the fuck ain't I in Atlanta using what the fuck I got to get big? You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like, it's kind of ass backwards to be in a small town, being from Atlanta. Like, it's not like I had to go there, come back up here and meet everybody. Like, I'm from out here. I know everybody who I need to know right now. And yeah, like, that's really kind of what the breaking point was, for sure.
I think Atlanta is so cool because one of the reasons being is that, you know, a lot of your rapper friends, y'all all grew up together. Or like y'all been knowing each other for a very long time. Yeah. So it's like, you could get motivated from seeing them, like, you know, blow up and be successful.
Exactly. Like Gunna, man. Like, there was videos of, like, him from the rap crew he used to be in, like we all, like, everybody remember that era. Where like, it was a way of, like, everybody who rapping right now, they had, like, a blonde patch in their head. Like, I swear to God. Like, that's one thing I remember fully. And yeah, this should be crazy. The evolution of everybody. Because on that one song that I'm talking about with Gunna, everybody, like, you wouldn't have thought that he would be the one to blow up.
That's what I'm saying. Like, you just never know.
Yeah, you just don't know.
So it's like you got to keep working because you just never know when this shit is going to take off for you.
Yeah.
So when would you say people really started to wake up to your music?
Probably like last October.
Last October?
Yeah, last October, for sure. I dropped a good album, I'd say. That shit went crazy, and shit, I've been doing pretty good features. Like, I probably did like 3 or 4 good verses this year. But I don't really know what makes people gravitate to me. I can't lie. I think I'm a good rapper. Like, you know what I mean?
Okay, so right now, it's so easy to hear somebody that sounds like somebody else. So I feel like your flow, like the way you flow, your production, like all of those things, they complement each other, and it's just different.
You don't sound like nobody. I feel like that's probably my strong suit right there. Like, I be trying not to really sound like my contemporaries.
Okay, correct me if I'm wrong. I'm gonna guess this, but you don't write, do you?
I do both.
You do both?
Yeah, I do both.
Okay, cool. Because some of the songs, I feel like, damn, is he freestyling this? Or like, I think it's just your flow. Like, you never know when it's gonna like switch up or change. Like, you can't keep up.
Exactly. But that's a good, like some verses, I'll write part of it and freestyle part of it and go back in and write it. And like, I don't really got like a specific mode of creation. You know what I mean? I just do it.
Out of all of your songs, what would you say was like the song that you made during a really dark time in your life?
Shit. A really dark time in my life? I got a song from, I'd say, my first tape on streaming platforms. It was called Plus 2. Came out last year, January. A song called For the Low. I was just going through a lot. Like, I had just broke up with my baby mama type shit, and we was just going back and forth bullshit. Can't see my daughter a lot. So yeah, that time, it was a lot of songs on that project though. That was a pretty dark time, because I made that shit in like the middle of 2020.
Right.
Or like, I'd say tail end 2020.
Like,
yeah.
Oh yeah.
And shit was going crazy, up and down, pockets up and down. Like, you know what I'm saying? Everything just up and down. Just going through a lot, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But, yeah.
Do you go back and listen to that tape, or?
Yeah, because it's not entirely sad. You know what I'm saying? There was like I made some of that tape with a bag. I ain't gonna lie, that was like pandemic time. Niggas was scamming.
Oh my God.
I vividly remember making a lot of money at that time with some good friends of mine.
Wow. So that was one of those ones.
Yeah. I feel like that. If we really talking about what caught my buzz, because I'm still an underground artist, a very underground artist, it probably would be +2, because that was a lot of people wrote about that project. A lot of people liked that project. It put a lot of people on me. Yeah.
So in one of your interviews, you talked about how the South. How do I put this? I gotta make sure I word this right, so it doesn't come out like. Okay,
nah,
so
say what you gotta say.
Basically, it was your perspective on how the South treats lyricists. Basically, like,
yeah.
I'm trying not to say conscious rappers so bad, so I keep.
Nah, I feel you. I feel you. Hey, it's a thing. Actually, because that's cool. Because like that you actually say that you bring up like because you don't want to say conscious rappers. I don't really be feeling like I'm that conscious. You know what I'm saying? Like I feel like
that's why I'm like
I rap about a lot of bullshit too. I just do it well as fuck. Like
yeah, that's what I'm saying. So I don't want to say like
just
okay,
good,
let's
just
do
the
alternative.
lyrical rappers.
Lyrical.
You can say that because that's what it is.
Alternative.
Like, alternative. Yeah.
Okay, basically, when it comes to alternative artists in the South, it's like it's a disconnect in a sense.
Yeah,
like, you know?
It is. For sure.
And I guess I wanted to get like your full perspective on how you feel about that in a sense.
It ain't bad. Like it's not a bad thing at all. Every place is like that. Cause it's like what's with the times, you know what I mean? And we're from the epicenter of shit. This is the mecca of rap. I don't give a fuck what no niggas say. Niggas can say New York, niggas can say whatever. This shit is the mecca of rap and it has been reigning for the longest of time. So niggas need to accept that. That goes with us too. Like, come on, like, if everybody out here sound like, and not even sound like a certain specific thing, but like, cause everybody don't sound like Thug don't sound like Future, and Future don't sound like Gunna, and Gunna don't sound like Lil Baby.
Right.
Like, that shit ain't nothing wrong with that. You just gotta get in where the fuck you fit in. Cause, bruh, it ain't about if you super lyrical, that's not why you getting on, is you hard or not? Like, are you fire? Are you fire? Like, you can't put it on, oh man, I'm too deep for these niggas, man. No, nigga, is you fire? That's the case. Like, I'm gonna keep it a buck.
That's really what it comes down to, because I'm not gonna hold you. That's what it comes down to, because at the end of the day, if you make good music, people aren't gonna think about if it's too deep or, you know, they're not gonna dive too deep in it. They're gonna fuck with you because you make really good music.
Yeah, exactly. Niggas be tripping, man. Niggas be really tripping.
Do you feel like Atlanta is pretty receptive when it comes to lyricists?
I feel like it's a two-person job. It's like it's a joint venture when it comes down to that. Like, cause niggas know who JID is, like in some places, but not in all places. But that's what niggas who the street niggas who in Atlanta who do like radio and all that shit can push shit and get niggas like JID on the radio and Kenny on the radio and shit like that. So it's like I don't know, we gotta help each other, cause niggas not lame, like niggas not lame, you know what I mean?
Right.
It's just all about how to curate it the best way.
I think that's why I was like really fascinated, because I feel like all of you guys, like you said, like y'all do have to help each other, and you can tell that you guys really like, y'all are like each other's, I don't know, shit, like each other's glue in a sense.
You can say that, yeah. You can say that, cause I grew up, the summer I dropped out of school, that's when I found out about JID. I was like 17, so he kind of like, he was a lot of motivation in all this shit, for real, like. He was a lot of motivation in this shit. I kind of just found out about Kenny Mason, like 2 years ago. That nigga hard. That nigga's crazy. It's like, I don't know. And they know, and they see me, like, coming up. I ain't as old as them. I ain't been in this shit as them. But they see me coming up and they willing to, like, lend a hand. Like, just like how other motherfuckers willing to lend their hand, like how Thug worked with Earth Gang, and like, you know what I'm saying? So it can like the outreach can be bigger, because at the end of the day, niggas want Atlanta to shine. Like, niggas don't just want what the fuck they doing to shine. Like,
Right.
it's not really no power in just pushing one thing. At least that's how I see it. I'm trying to be bigger than everybody, though. I mean, I ain't gonna lie.
Wait, what'd you say?
I'm trying to be bigger than all these niggas. I'm trying to be bigger than every nigga who passed this shit. Like, I'm trying to be bigger than Cass. I'm trying to be bigger than Tip. I'm trying to be up, man. These niggas cold, though. Like,
Right.
Like, bro, we need this shit. That shit kind of makes us at the end of the day. Like, lyrical niggas like me and JID and Kenny and Grip and everybody. Like, it's like, that's Atlanta. That's not like a music style. Like, that's just Atlanta. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Right. So I know that you are signed with Cinematic.
Yeah, Cinematic.
How did that end up coming about for you?
Shit, man. Shipes DM'd me out of nowhere, like early February. Right
Was it
before I
like
was
a
finna go on
specific
tour,
project that you put out that really caught their attention?
Yeah, my album, The South Got Something to Say, came out the October before that, October prior to that. So I'd say that, yeah, because it was like, I just had shit posted up like that, like from my album. So he seen me, I forgot what song it was, but yeah, he DM'd me. But I haven't DM'd him before that. Like, I grew up listening to Cinematic. Everybody for Cinematic. Nip, Big Crit got one of the best mixtapes of all time, and that shit under Cinematic. Nip, one of the best mixtapes of all time, that shit under Cinematic. You know what I'm saying? Joey Badass, one of the best mixtapes of all time, Cinematic. G Herbo, one of the best mixtapes of all time, Cinematic. Just keeping it a buck. Nigga, Sean Kingston was on Cinematic early with the Beautiful Girl joint. Like, not even Cinematic, just with Shipes. Like, the shit crazy. Like, I ain't gonna lie, it's a rich history there, and for that nigga to even motherfucking want to DM me, nigga, that shit is crazy as fuck. Like, I got kept back in 8th grade, so my mom made me do homeschool. So my ass was at home on the computer all day, just looking up shit, watching niggas' vlogs and all that shit. That shit really full circle as fuck, because this is literally 10 years later. That shit
Wow.
crazy, literally 10 years later.
When he reached out to you, did you think it was like cap at first, or you was like, ugh?
Nah, I seen the verification.
Yeah, you knew it.
But also, I ain't gonna lie, man, you'll hit a rap nigga, like, on some shit, like, in the 2020s, and it'll be like, they'll do the old, oh yeah, I'm doing the mixtape, $500, get on this motherfucker, like, all that cap ass shit. So, I ain't know what the fuck it was, but Shipes a real ass nigga, bro. That's a real ass nigga, man. And that shit crazy, like, that shit really crazy.
Did you have to make any adjustments or get used to anything once you signed to a label?
Being in New York all the motherfucking time, that shit whack.
Wait.
Not New York, but the cold. Boy, that shit is whack, boy. Y'all, nigga, come on, bro. That shit is cold, bro. I love New York. That shit is cold as fuck.
You know what? So I also know that, rest in peace to JID Youngin, he was with Cinematic.
Yeah,
if I'm not
RP JID Youngin.
mistaken. Did you ever get to meet him?
Nah, bro. People used to say we looked alike all the fucking time, and that shit is crazy. People used to say me and this nigga looked alike all the time. I really think y'all niggas look alike. RP JID Youngin too. That nigga was hard as fuck.
No, yeah.
RP JID Youngin.
He was definitely hard, man. He was definitely hard.
But I haven't met nobody really from my label. I met I got somebody on my label, Kenneth Cash. I met him. I met Paris Bryant. He's on my label. I met a few people from my label. But I'm not really. I was kind of waiting to get the work done before I mingle. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah.
So in this moment right now, how do you feel in regards to your career and how everything's going?
This is going pretty well. I dropped a single yesterday, and that shit eclipsed my last single. I dropped it, it's like a month in between time, and it's like I'm just enjoying how everything is going. I'm having to do a lot of shit. I be liking to be busy. I don't like to be just stagnant. So everything's cool.
And speaking of your single that you just dropped, that shit is so motherfucking hard.
Thank you.
God, I just let off all the cuss words. I'm sorry, shit, man.
It's all good. Nah, hey man, let that shit off, man.
But yes, so you dropped Need It All with Deante Hitchcock and Snap.
Appreciate
So
you.
let's talk about the inspiration for that song and how it even came about.
That was like third or fourth song I made when I I ain't even signed to Cinematic at the time. I was just working with him on some shit. I was on tour. I rapped it on like a different beat though. Somebody beat, I forgot the nigga name. Long story short, like I sent Deante probably like May or June. He hopped on it. We ran into some issues with the beat and the producer and all that shit. So like we made a whole nother beat, like a whole different beat. We got Oliver Bazille. He produced Renata by Young Boy. My dog Kenneth Cash produced on it too, and my dog Trig. So they made that beat, and we went crazy on it.
And you were also featured on Grip's project,
Yeah.
Fuck You. So talk
Shout out
about
Grip, man.
Talk about that and the inspiration for you behind that song.
We made that shit right before a tour. That nigga brought me to his house.
That
He
shit
was
is
like,
hard as hell.
Thank you. He brought me to his house. He was like, I'm gonna play you this beat, but you can't hear my verse on it. I'm gonna just play you the hook. He played me the hook, played me the shit. I freestyle right there, punching in, swear to God.
Oh, so that your verse was like a whole freestyle.
Yeah, I was just punching in that shit.
Oh, wow.
Just off the hook. Like, he just told me, well, say what you hear off the hook, and I did that shit.
Yeah.
He didn't want me to get influenced off his verse flow, like do like the same type of flow.
Yeah,
like,
I feel that.
You know, just make the song a little different. So yeah, I respect it, and we killed that shit. That shit's hard.
No, y'all did. Y'all definitely. I was about to say flew, but y'all, the flow,
Yeah.
God damn it.
We flew on that motherfucker. That's actually hard as hell.
Y'all flew.
But y'all flew on that motherfucker. I'm taking that.
Y'all flew.
But y'all flew on that motherfucker.
Y'all flew together really well
Yeah.
on the beat. And yeah, that song is really hard.
That's
That's
my
actually
dog.
one of my favorites on the project.
Shout out to Grip, man. He took me on tour and all that shit. That nigga's the GOAT. Shout out him, shout out Straight Society, shout out Shady Records. We lit. That nigga's the GOAT. I can't wait till he really get the flowers that he deserves.
Yeah.
Cause he crazy.
No, it's for sure coming. Like, I had a talk with another artist, and I talked about how I feel like lyricists, like that's gonna come, like it's starting to rise again. Cause before it was really trapped out. We still kind of trapped out, drilled out, and we got the girls coming to take over real quick.
Yeah, it's becoming more balanced. It's like,
it's
like every decade it becomes more balanced. It's like, it's just evolution, you know what I'm saying? People get so scared of evolution, like when they're like, I ain't gonna lie, them little parts of time when shit get whacked for rap, it be needed, bro. Like that shit be needed.
Right.
Like, Cause there be certain times where shit just be ass at the moment. Like,
when do you feel like music was starting to be like, what the fuck is going on?
2016.
What? 2016 is one of my favorites.
I ain't gonna lie, niggas be capping.
That was
a lot of good
good
artists came
year.
out around that time,
Yeah.
and they didn't even come out 2016. They was just on the 2016 cover. All them niggas is goated, right? Bro, it was a lot of ass shit out. We not even finna cap.
But that
like
was
it
heavy
wasn't.
on the
It was a lot of
SoundCloud.
it was a lot of ass shit on the billboards. It was a lot of ass shit around, man. That shit's crazy. Like, I don't even know how niggas really like that time. Like, I'm being serious right now. 2016, 2017.
Look at him in the back.
That shit was pretty fucking
He's
horrible.
shaking his head.
That shit was pretty fucking horrible. Besides niggas like Uzi and X and like Kodak, man, come on, man. And 21 and Cardi and all that shit and shit like that. Like, bro, shit was ass, bro. Shit was ass. And Herb, yeah, I ain't gonna lie, that was the worst time. We gotta actually accept that. Like, yeah, it was the transitionary period, and it was the it was needed in hip hop.
I can't
but
accept it.
That's like a lot of that shit was like, it was like niggas was putting on for like a lot of niggas acting like they was mocking this shit for real. Like niggas was mocking this shit for real with they raps. Like they like all that, oh god, I just popped 28 pills. I'm finna go crash a car. That shit is like corny. Why are you doing that, bro?
The drugs were in effect. Drugs have.
And I was influenced on. I was on drugs, but I
influenced
didn't
by the
rap like that. Like nigga, like.
Wait, were you influenced by the 2016 era with the drugs?
I ain't gonna lie, nigga. I started popping pills because of Future. That's not a bad thing. I needed to experience pills. It obviously helped for me to be the nigga sitting right here, right? Man, I fuck with, man. Yeah. If
Wait,
we gonna keep it a buck, we gonna keep it a buck. Like, sure. Shout out Future.
So,
But
okay,
yeah,
so we got, I'm sorry, I wasn't expecting you to say that.
Man, that nigga, man. Future that nigga, bro. And that's not no bad thing. Like, I remember when somebody said that shit in like a horrible way back in the day. Mm-hmm. That they tried to like, it's like kind of like they tried to say Future fucked up generation, but nah, hell nah, he didn't do that shit, bro. Like, he was a soundtrack for niggas who was gonna do that shit anyway. Mm-hmm. I ain't gonna lie. Like, cause I was still listening to Flatbush Zombies and all this other shit.
Right.
Like, niggas was gonna do that shit anyway. Like, everybody who did that shit was gonna do that shit anyway. But Future just was also a nigga who was doing that shit and he rapped about it. That's his truth. I mean.
And that is a part of your story.
That's part of every nigga story rapping right now. Who my age, I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. It gotta be. If it ain't, then I don't know what to say. That's kind of weird. Like, you ain't grow up on Future.
So you have a project coming out, the Southside Villain.
Southside Villain LP, yeah.
This name, talk about that.
Man, that shit just. It was I set a bar on my last album. Like, I'm the Southside Villain. I said that on the last album. So my dog Smiles, he just referred, like, yo, you should name it that. And I was like, I'm gonna work with it. And it just kind of became that at the end of the day, like the Southside Villain LP. And it's kind of like it's like a mix of everything you probably would think. Like, it's like, of course, like the hip hop bad guy, like MF Doom, yeah. That's a lot of the inspiration, but it's also like when you growing into this point, you gotta make a lot of decisions and a lot of, like, you gotta just call a lot of shots and you get misunderstood a lot and it makes you seem like the bad guy, you know what I'm saying? But like, if you gotta, brother, get where you gotta be, like, if you trying to get to where you gotta be, nigga, fuck that shit. Like, be the bad guy. Cause at the end of the day, ain't nobody else gonna do this shit for you. You know what I mean?
Right.
That's really the whole thing of that shit. And it's just a bunch of raw shit on there. Like, it's just a bunch of, like, horrible, despicable rapping. You know what I'm saying? But like in the best, and like as a goat though, like goated rapping. But like, it's like, damn, why he feel that way? Like, that's what I mean by horrible. Like, damn, this nigga is like an asshole. Like, yeah.
How would you describe the creative process with this project?
It was kind of all over the place at first. It was like kind of like zoned in. Like, I made a lot of them songs on tour or right before tour, or not even a lot of them, but a few of them. And then I kind of settled in New York. Like, I kept going back and forth. Like, I probably spent like 2 months in the full, like, if I counted all the time, like during the summer or during like spring, summer time, I probably spent like 2 full months out there. I was just working with Trig from Cinematic, one of the engineers and producers over there. And yeah, I ain't really take like this album as a time to make like a super think piece. You know what I'm saying? Like, I honestly just wanted to make great music just for right now, because I got a lot to say, you know what I'm saying? But I also want people to like know me and enjoy my shit first.
Would you say, well, I don't want to say that, well, actually, no. Would you say like this project is like really a true introduction of who you are? I would say as a person.
Not as a person, no. As a rapper, yeah. How I feel as a rapper, yeah. Because all of it is really just energy from a nigga who been rapping his whole life. You know what I'm saying? And why I go as hard as I do. You know what I mean?
Right.
But I don't think it really shows who I am. I don't even think the South got something to say do that yet. Like, for real. Like, my next shit is the one I'm really trying to, like, be me. Like, of course I'm me all the time, but it's like, it's gonna be a little more vulnerable. You know what I mean?
I don't know why I want to ask this question so bad,
Ask
but
it.
how do you perceive yourself?
I don't. It's not my job. It's my job. It's just, bro, can I just exist? Like, You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, I'm just here, living my purpose, I guess.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I don't know. Yeah, I don't perceive myself at all, no type of way.
Right.
Like at all. I don't see myself as nothing yet. I know what I want to be. Like, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Like in the future, like when I'm older and shit. But I don't know. I know who I am, of course. I'm just me. Like only you can know you. I guess that's the best thing I could say.
Right.
I don't really give a fuck how people look at me.
That's the best way to be. Like, as you get older, you just stop
Bro,
giving
people
a
can
fuck
eat a
about
dick.
all of that.
Why the fuck do I care what a person think about me, man? Like, bro, I ain't gonna lie, bro. It's only one person who changed my diapers. That was my mama. That's like the only person I think I should care about opinion. You know what I mean? Yeah, my mama and whatever the universe, who y'all look up, like it could be God or another higher power. Yeah, bro.
So, we got the Southside Villain LP dropping very soon. What would you say is next for you?
A lot of shit, motherfuckers. A lot of shit. I can't even talk right now. Like I can't give away a lot, but a lot of shit is coming. It's world domination. I ain't gonna lie, I ain't trying to be, never mind. I'm trying to be the GOAT, basically. I'm trying to be bigger than everybody. I'm trying to outrun all these niggas. And I am, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna do it.
You're manifesting it right now on the porch.
Yeah, for sure, you know what I'm saying? Got to. Who else gonna do it?
No, for that, now that's facts.
Who else
No,
gonna
for
do
real,
that
for
shit?
real.
Like,
So with your new project that you have coming out, can you reveal any features?
I just wanted to reveal him. I ain't gonna lie. I can reveal producers. Turk Money and Limo and Trig. Right now, that's all I can. Yeah, them niggas the GOATs, and they gonna run shit. After this shit, I swear to God, nigga gonna be like, damn, who the Marco Sound is? I'm gonna give it away, cause I ain't no hating ass nigga. These niggas deserve all the flowers. Turk Money, Limo, Trig. All right.
And your cousin back
And
here.
Q Cray on that motherfucker.
Yeah, Q Craig.
On top shit. Stop playing, man. This shit gonna be crazy. And more people, but you'll find that out when the track list drop. I just had to let y'all know he on that.
Now, before we wrap up, do you have any advice for an artist who is struggling with confidence in their music right now?
Bruh, fuck everybody, bruh. Like, if you think your shit has to be better, get on that shit. I ain't gonna lie. I spend a lot of time in the studio. I spend a lot of time in the motherfucking studio. I spend a lot of time with a notepad. I spend a lot of time freestyling, just honing in my craft. Once you know you the GOAT, that's like, get that shit off. And even if you don't, bro, you gotta swing and take a shot. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got to, bro, cause you don't know who the fuck with your shit. Like, it's a lot of artists who didn't really like trust some of their biggest work. Like, I think SZA didn't know that like if Control was the one, but it was the one. You know what I mean? So it's like, yeah, bro, like you gotta do that shit, man. Fuck all the other shit. What matters?
I don't know why I just got quiet, but I know that's right. Like, and before we wrap up as well, do you have any shout outs that you want to give?
Shout out to black folk. Shout out to my daughter. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to my mama. Yeah. Shout out to these people. Shout out to Backseat. Shit. Free Brittany Griner and the other and the real BG too. Free both of them. I need, you know what I'm saying? Free all black folk. That's it.
I don't give a damn. In school I get a Xan, get high and skip exams, write raps, and pray I get some bands off the shit I'm saying. The block hella hot, they still spinning like ceiling.